Hey, I'm Alyssa Dawson, and this is City Lights on Novus TV. At just 9 years old, Bayan Azizi was diagnosed with an extremely rare form of cancer, only faced by a dozen Canadians. Through all the years of treatment, radiation, chemotherapy, his resolve, his positivity, and his humor remained intact. Now, at 25 years old, he has released a memoir entitled Me, Myself, and My Brainstem Tumor. And today we are lucky enough to sit down with Bayan and those closest to him as they celebrate the release of his book.
I'm sinking in my wheelchair. Can anyone see me? Oh, I'm melting in my wheelchair. Can anyone see me?
First of all, it is so wonderful to meet both of you. And congratulations on the launch of this book. It's amazing, and you guys are amazing. How does it feel?
Bayan said it feels pretty good and it's very exciting.
I can imagine. How long did this book take to write? Oh, only took about 4 years. My goodness, that's a long project. What went into writing this?
A lot of hard work and perseverance and wanting to reach my goal.
Okay, and what was your goal?
So my goal was to get the book finished and get it published.
And for you as Bayan's mom, what does it mean to you to see him having reached that goal and having published his very own book?
It's very hard to find the right words to express my feelings. As you can imagine, there are a lot of emotions. It was almost reliving the many years of struggle. But once it was published, it was like, we did it, you did it, Bayan. We never imagined that we could come to this day.
Now, your book is entitled Me, Myself, and My Brainstem Tumor. So tell us about the book, what you've written about.
So he said he wrote about how he was diagnosed, the treatment that he had to go through, and all of the organizations that supported him. And also my stays at the hospital and at Canuck Place.
Now, was it hard for you to write this book and relive those years of your life?
He said not much. For me it was different. Yes, it was very emotional. It wasn't easy. And it gave me a chance to see it with a different eye, having to, read it and help Bayan remember some of the details of the process of the few years.
Now, and Bayan, what are you hoping readers will take away from reading your book?
So the first message is not to give up on yourselves. So there a few times that the doctors didn't have that hope, but Bayan did not give up, and he continued, persevered. And the other message that he wants to give to people is that no matter what physical limitations you have, you shouldn't let anything limit you.
I first met Bayan in 1998 when he was 9 years old. So when I first met him, he came with his parents and he had just been diagnosed with a brain tumor. And he had some mild swallowing difficulties and some weakness, but otherwise he looked pretty normal. You would have guessed that he had a major brain tumor in a critical location. And so unfortunately I knew that it was a critical location that would be really difficult to remove completely. It would be impossible, in fact, and that it would be dangerous to even partially remove it. At that point, we discussed at length, and we decided that we had to go ahead with treatment, and that involved surgery, dangerous surgery that he was able to get through actually very, very well, and we partially removed the tumour, and then he had, unfortunately, he required multiple treatments, and so he had multiple surgeries and chemotherapy and radiation therapy to try and arrest the tumour growth and make it go away, put it into remission.
There's basically two chapters, I think, when describing life, you know, before we found out about the tumor and the surgeries and all that, and sort of afterwards. Before, we had a very interesting relationship. On one hand, we would fight a lot. On the other, we were extremely close and very loving. I think after the surgery, I became a little apprehensive. I wasn't too sure how to interact with him. You know, as a 6-year-old, your brother goes away for a number of months and comes back looking, acting, seeming very, very different. It's hard to know how to interact. So I think that was the first period where there was some distance between us.
And for me, having just even had the chance to sit down with Bayan for a few minutes, his humor was so evident right from the get-go. It's pretty amazing to see that he's maintained that through all of this.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. He's such a determined and courageous kid, and I think, you know, those are two qualities that have kind of, you know, underlied his entire life, and that's what's allowed him to still, you know, laugh and enjoy life a little bit.
It's my mother, my brother, my father, my sister, they care. It's my mother, my brother, my father, my sister, they care.
Bayan's memoir, Me, Myself, and My Brainstem Tumor, is one of the most inspiring accounts I've ever had the pleasure of reading. If you need a few words of encouragement during a tough time, this is the book for you, and it is available now at your local bookstore. For City Lights on Novus TV, I'm Alyssa Dawson.